Hey guys, how's it going? Uriel came here with another episode of Ask Yuri. Today we're talking about chlorophyll, and we'll be talking about frozen vegetables as well. So this question comes from Susanna, who asked on my Facebook page, Yuri, which brand of liquid chlorophyll do you recommend? Well, what is chlorophyll, first of all? Well, let me show you. This is a bottle of water that I drink out of, and this is obviously some green looking water. So yes, it's not swamp water, so don't worry about that. All I've done with this water is I've added a little bit of liquid chlorophyll. Now, liquid chlorophyll is essentially the dark green pigment that is found in plants. That's why plants, for the most part, are green. That is the chlorophyll pigment. So what's the benefit of chlorophyll? Before I talk about specific brands, the benefit really is that chlorophyll has the same molecular structure as hemoglobin inside your red blood cells. And why that's important is because it is essentially a very, very effective way at purifying your blood, because those two molecules are essentially the same. The only difference is that chlorophyll has a magnesium core, hemoglobin has an iron core. But just it's such a great way, and a lot of studies have actually shown for anemics, drinking chlorophyll is actually very helpful. So all I do, I figure I'm going to be drinking water anyways, why not add some chlorophyll into it? And the other benefit, which I just didn't mention, is that it's very alkalizing. We talk a lot about the importance of alkalinity, raising the alkalinity in your blood for more energy, to allow your red blood cells to be healthy as they're kind of circulating throughout the red bloodstream as they're supposed to. If you want to learn more about that stuff, you can check out some of my other videos. We don't need to go into the specifics now. But anyways, chlorophyll is awesome. And the cool thing is that it's very inexpensive in relation to how much you use of it. So this bottle here is from a company called Land Arts, and again, I have no affiliation with them. This is just the one I picked up at the health food store, and it cost me about $15, and I've had this for at least 6 months. Okay, so that's a really good bang for your buck type of thing. Again, you don't have to use chlorophyll. It's not going to make you amazingly healthy. You're not going to lose health if you don't use this, but it's just a nice little additional thing, and it's only $15, and it's going to last you for such a long period of time. All you have to do is add, maybe about a teaspoon, like really a very, very small amount of chlorophyll into your water, and it's going to come out looking dark green. It's a very, very dark pigment, so you don't need too much of it. You can use a dropper, you can use a teaspoon. That's pretty much it. So that's the brand I'm using, Susanna. So if you're interested, again, there's probably a lot of other ones out there. The one thing, this is actually from concentrated from alfalfa. So alfalfa is awesome. You just want to look at a couple of things here. It's natural, which, as we know in the supplement industry, doesn't really mean anything. Unflavored, which is good. The other cool thing about chlorophyll is that it's actually very good for bad breath and for gum health. So if you want to just kind of swish some chlorophyll water around in your mouth, it's awesome for dental hygiene. And I'm just trying to see if there's anything else worth mentioning. When you're looking at the ingredients, as we mentioned before, on other things, you just want to make sure that there's no crap in there, right? So this one has purified water and vegetable glycerin. So it contains no parabens, dairy, wheat, gluten, yeast, or corn, obviously, right? So you just want to look at, just make sure it's clean, no funny stuff in there, and that's it. So that's the one I'm using, Susanna, and that's the finished product of what it looks like. Now, to answer the second part of your question, with respect to frozen vegetables, she wants to know, do they retain their nutrients if they're frozen? And for the most part, they do. Actually, a lot of studies have shown that if you freeze peas, like any kind of vegetables or even fruit, they retain their nutrient content. And that's great, because cooking fruits and vegetables will denature a lot of those properties. So obviously that's not as good. So we have a freezer full of berries, peas, not too many vegetables. The reason we actually have a lot of frozen berries is because that's what we'll just throw into our smoothies. The one thing you want to consider is why you're using or how you're using those frozen vegetables and fruit. For us, we're using them in smoothies. And that's a kind of a no-brainer, because it adds a nice kind of chill to the smoothie. But if you're freezing things like spinach or peas or green vegetables, and then you're going to let them thaw out and eat them like that, that's a bit of a different situation, because now you're getting into this kind of mushy, blah type of vegetable. And the reason for that is because when the ice, like the frozen water inside the cell walls of those vegetables melts, it expands. So the cell wall literally just kind of bursts open. So the nutrient quality is not lost, it's just the integrity of the quality of the food in terms of how it tastes is a little bit off. So if you let frozen spinach thaw out on your counter, it's really not going to taste as good as raw spinach. So I would recommend, if you're freezing your stuff, throw it into a blender, throw it into a smoothie. It's literally just, you won't even know the difference, and it retains all of the nutrient qualities that it would in its fresh raw state. All right, guys, so Susanna, hopefully that helps you out. And for anyone else wondering about those questions as well, hopefully that gives you some insights. And again, if you've got any questions at all about anything related to fitness, nutrition, and health, be sure to join me on my Facebook page. The URL is somewhere down here. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.